Hey y'all, it's Hunter Elliott, rangehot.com. Hope everybody's doing well. This afternoon I'm wrapping up the review on the Mantis X training system. You see this little device here that I've affixed to this Gen 5 Glock 17's accessory rail? Well, this little device is basically the Mantis X training system, coupled with an app that you can download to your smartphone. This little device will communicate with your phone via Bluetooth. Now this works again for handguns or rifles, and if your handgun or rifle that you want to use in training doesn't have an accessory rail, no problem on that. Mantis X makes adapters. Once you've attached it to your pistol, you've selected the training program that you want to run through, you start go. This little device, every time you fire a shot, it assigns a score to that shot that's recorded into the app on your phone. And it's showing you a little target, and it's basically showing you what, if any, movement that you're making as you're pulling the trigger or breaking the shot. And so if you have some movement, and I'm gonna tell you what, it doesn't take much for this little machine to pick it up, then it's going to show you that, assign you a score, and then offer a suggestion of what you could do to improve it. So basically it's kind of like having your own little personal coach there in your phone, watching the muzzle closely and understanding what's going on. I've been using this thing now for a couple months. I've had some friends to try it. My buddy Derek, who you can recognize from a lot of my other videos, he was having a little bit of issue with anticipating the recoil. We couldn't exactly really figure out what was going on. We did the old snap cap trick and all that, and that was helping. But when I attached this Mantis X, I was watching on real time as he was shooting. I'm watching my phone, and I'm like, hey man, you're anticipating the recoil, or you're slapping the trigger. And I was able to communicate with him right on the spot about what he had going on. And man, believe it or not, within about a half hour of running this on his gun, he actually began to improve and understand what was going on with anticipating the recoil. And it's not just him, myself. I mean, I consider myself at least an average shooter. I do shoot pistol matches, and I generally place within the top, 30-40% from the local matches, so I do okay. In the past few months I've been running this thing, I've been able actually to hone in on maybe some of my bad habits that I've developed over the years. There are a number of different screens on the Mantis X app. Not only the target screen that I was telling you about that just displays the data with the score and the suggestion. You have another screen that actually shows you, it's tracking the movement of your handgun or rifle barrel from shot to shot. And then any kind of trends or abnormalities are gauged onto a graph, and so you can look at that and see what's going on. And then basically you got three different colored lines. You've got a green, yellow, and red. Basically the green line is showing you where you're holding your sight, how steady the gun is when you're getting your sight alignment, sight picture. Yellow is showing you how that sight alignment stays correct. And then you've got the red, and that shows you the muzzle as the shot was broke. So you're able to not only determine how well you're holding the gun still as you're breaking the shot, but how well you're mitigating recoil. It's very intuitive to use. I mean, if I can do it, anybody can do it, I promise you. Now, something else that I found this pretty valuable for, as I have changed parts on either a handgun or rifle, let's say you put in a new trigger, or you change sights, or you do any kind of changes to your gun, that Mantis X can actually tell you if that has improved or hurt the way you run the gun, and if so, how much. There you go, that's the proof in the pudding right there. It's not just how you're feeling the gun run, but you've actually got actual factual data on your phone to back up justifying spending the money and installing those high-speed, low-drag aftermarket parts on whatever it is that you want to run. So something to consider there. We've talked about it in live fire, but it also works in dry fire. You can set the gun up, you want to safety first, empty mag, empty chamber, but it'll recognize that, it'll hear that firing pin strike. So if you want to just pick you a dot on the wall or put you up a pasty out here on your impact berm and just do dry fire, well, it'll pick up dry fire as well. And so that way you can actually get some pretty good training in without expending any money on ammunition. Probably one of the coolest ways that I learned to use this thing was the SIG 1911 BB gun. As you're running it, the slide is cycling back and forth. It's disrupting your sight picture. So you actually have got to have pretty good fundamentals to run that BB gun. And so when you're running that and you've got this Mantis X installed on the accessory rail, it gave you a really good way to add another fold of training within your regimen. It's got a shot timer on it, tell you, time in between each shot, and all that information is saved on your phone. So you can go back in the past and look at trends as you got better, or hopefully better, maybe not worse. And then you can see how you're beginning to grow. It comes in a really nice little Pelican case, charges off your computer's USB port. MSRP on this thing's about 150 bucks. So, man, that's, in my opinion, for the amount of technology you're getting, that's very reasonable. The app is continuously updated. So they're constantly adding features that's going to make you be able to utilize this piece of equipment more and more and better to hone your shooting skills. So I know that's a lot of information. Got a lot of videos. I'm going to link some of Mantis X's YouTube videos in the written article that help explain a lot of this, as well as, this is the video overview. So if you got any questions or comments, go over to rangehot.com, read the written article. I'm going to have a lot more of the technical information in there, as well as you can always reach out to the good folks at Mantis X and talk to them. The customer service there is excellent. So I really appreciate you watching the videos, reading the articles. I love the feedback, good and bad. You can always find us on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, Pinterest, the whole 9 yards. So that's really about it. Take care of yourselves and each other, and I look forward to seeing you at the range.